The 1930s is the most important decade of the 20th century. I say that in terms of both politics and aesthetics. The Great Depression changed everything for Americans. They lost their self-confidence. They were no longer the bright and shining city on the hill. They had a great fall from grace, and people were scared. There was much social protest. You had the rise of communist ideas and the rise of fascist ideas. Democracy wasn't working. We have to do something else. We have to change things. And artists showed those things. The regionalists, Thomas Hart Benton, John Stewart Curry, Grant Wood, all painted Midwestern scenes to revive the past and make that the American future. Well, that was impossible. After the 1920 census showed that we were no longer a nation of small farmers. We were an industrialized nation. More people lived in cities than lived in rural areas. Movies were a huge deal in the 1930s because they were cheap, and you could spend a quarter and go in and watch movies 24 hours a day, and Edward Hopper often did. New York movie is a picture that I think captures the mood and the quality of realism versus what's unreal, of the Depression 30s beautifully. From social realism to regionalism, to abstraction. All of these things were going on in the same time. And so we want our audience to see what was happening in the 1930s so they could understand the richness of thought in this decade.
As you listen to the band, don't you get a bubble? As you listen to them play, don't you get a glow? If you step out on the floor, you'll forget your trouble.